Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm hoping you guys are all having a fantastic day. So as you can tell by the title, we will be talking about a dangerous storm system, a dangerous fall storm that will be, right now it is getting its act together across the coastal, the east coast really, but it's affecting areas like Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan with showers, but the main activity is along the coast right now, and things are about to get pretty, go downhill, if you will. Winds will be pretty strong at times. There will also be quite a bit of rain falling. So definitely a dangerous storm. And also what comes behind the storm is a very cold blast of air. So before we get into this, further into the details, if you guys would like to subscribe, check out the channel. If you like what you're seeing, obviously consider doing so. And if you are a returning viewer, liking the video would be awesome. Otherwise, let's get into this video. So let's start off by looking at the GFS Global Forecasting System. This model, yet again, I said it before, is a relatively good model. I like to look at it. Generally, I like the GFS quite a bit more than other people. I don't really know. What I've heard that is, the European is a favorite. I do prefer the European, except the GFS comes out every 6 hours. The European comes out every 12 hours. So you get a better look with the GFS, kind of more up to date, if you will. So notice, right now we are seeing showers across Ontario and into Manitoba, Lake Superior, UP, Green Bay, southern Wisconsin, just scattered isolated showers. Today here in Chicago, we had a very sunny day up until around 3:34, and things just went cloudy. No rain, just went cloudy and cold. And let me tell you, look at that rain. Look at that rain band right there across the Northeast. Notice this just continues to grow, and it actually becomes a very strong storm system. 978 millibars of low pressure, very moderate to possibly strong. Heavy rain around the actual circulation of the storm, and the winds are pretty strong. You can see that with this low pressure as it moves up into Nova Scotia, Maine. The winds first are, to the south, because low pressure spin to counterclockwise. So this low pressure being kind of young at this stage, the winds are spinning kind of like that. It's a really bad arrow, but it is what it is. And then notice after it becomes pretty strong here, they become more westerly, have a more westerly component, and that kind of strengthens the winds, gives them more oomph, and definitely some strong winds. There's a wind advisory. There may be some, strong wind warnings across the Northeast. We'll have to see. But also notice lots of scattered showers and maybe some isolated thunderstorms across Wisconsin, Michigan, the UP, and into southern Canada. Some of these do have blue indicated, so that means that some snow may transition in with the rain. That is indicative of the very cold air that is brought by the storm. And to be honest with you, a lot of these may just have grapple, which isn't really snow or sleet. It occurs when it's convective environment, which the storm will definitely provide. Usually occurs early, either in late fall or early spring, and this is a perfect setup. So some snow squalls or rain squalls are possible, and then we're left with a bunch of cold air and some lake effect. So let's take a look at the total accumulated precipitation, and let's see what it's showing. So again, this is what will fall in the next 78 hours, so around 2-3 days. And notice, again, most of the rain is concentrated across the Northeast, Massachusetts, upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. This is good news. They are in a drought, so this rain will definitely provide much relief. And also notice, though, that there is going to be rain across all the way along the East Coast into Florida. And I want to point out, look at that little concentration by the lakes right there, Lake Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, Ontario. That is lake effect. It most likely won't be snow, but it will fall as rain, and with the lakes being very warm, you just get a slightly cooler air mass, and you could get lake effect forming. It doesn't always, lake effect snow isn't just... there could be lake effect rain. That's what I'm getting at. And if you look at the snowfall accumulations, obviously they're very little because it's just still very sorry about that buzzing. That was my phone. Need to move that away. And with an early fall storm like this, snow usually doesn't occur unless it's very cold like we saw in the west. It's going to be chilly, but you can see some of these snow showers could drop a bit of, a dusting or a trace of snow. Let's take a look at the European model. I just want to show you the vorticity with this thing. This is kind of like the energy in the atmosphere, and you can see that there's a lot of components to this, and as we push this forward, we get this one consolidating into a stronger storm, while the original one that happened yesterday and the day before now pushes into northern Quebec. And notice after that we do get that jet stream into that classic trough shape. That's why there will be chilly temperatures across the Midwest, but you can see later on we do see more activity still. Let's go to the surface and precipitation map, and let's take an actual look at what this may do in terms of precip, so it's easier to look at. This may be a bit confusing for some folks, so let's take a glance at this. And honestly, it's kind of confusing for me at points. I understand the general basics of that, but there's obviously a lot of features on here that are a bit more complex than just looking at the precipitation rate. So let's take a glance at this. Notice that at this point we are looking at a very significant storm moving across northern Quebec, moving into northern Quebec. That one does produce some snow, but you can see weakens, and we see this thing absolutely explode. We see a beast of a precip shield, and again, the European model is very consistent about showing this, and you can see it becomes a fairly strong storm. And all those little showers, all that lake effect possible across the lakes. Definitely some grapple possible. If you live across extreme northern Quebec, definitely there's a possibility that you will see quite a bit of snow. In fact, some locations are poised to get over 6 inches in terms of centimeters. That is around, I think, 15, 18, so quite a bit of snow. You can see the showers do continue into later on in the week, Thursday, Friday, but just to show you, there's another storm possibility this Friday, Saturday, so Southeast Canada really could get hit by that, harder than the Northeast because it's still in its development stages, if you will, if it's when it's still across the Northeast. But then notice we see another storm system, and in general, some interesting stuff that we'll have to look at. But also, following this big cool-off that we will have after the storm, if you look at the temperature anomalies, we could be looking at some pretty warm temperatures, around mid-October. And I want to show you this. You can see right there. Look at that. Most of the country is pretty warm. The Northeast is chillier, below average, and the Great Lakes, but it's not significant. This is much more significant in terms of a scale of magnitude. You can see this is 13, 15 to 20, basically. Here it's 5 to 10. And let's take a glance at the, I wanted to look at the precipitation amounts now from the European model. And let's just stop it at around hour 90, total accumulated precip. You can see that the European definitely puts out quite a bit of rain. Again, the lakes, you can see concentrated amounts, heavier rain, 1 to 2 inches, kind of helping with that lake effect. And even if you get under one of those thunder showers, if you will, you could get up to 1 inch or 2 of rain. You can see right there, for example, in southern central Ontario. Notice that the Northeast obviously gets the most widespread. Towards the south, it gets more isolated, but probably some heavier pockets, as that's where some thunderstorms could occur. We're actually getting a bit of severe weather across the southeast, so that's why this storm is a bit dangerous, and that's why I called it a dangerous storm. Not only because it's going to be an absolute massive wind maker, but also because of the thunderstorm threat across the southeast. And notice Vermont, New Hampshire seeing 3 to 4 inches. Generally, though, I would say 1 to 2 inches is a safe bet, though isolated amounts, into the 5 to 6 range are possible. And just to give you a look in the long range, you can see more rain for the east and Midwest, and just kind of less rain for the west. But there are some indications that there may be some storms moving in to the interior portions of the western United States, which would definitely be some good news. I would now like to look at the Storm Prediction Center. So you can see that the risk for severe weather is marginal for today. They did a new layout across the Storm Prediction Center. It looks very nice. Definitely a good update. You can see marginal. So again, the threat isn't awfully high for severe storms, but this isn't for thunderstorms. It's for severe storms. And let me tell you, you will know when you're in a severe thunderstorm. They're brutal. and thunderstorms in general are dangerous. And when you have a large concentration of them and you have many of them, not necessarily they have to be severe, it's still a dangerous situation. And as you briefly saw, look at all this precip just pushing to the north. We are seeing incredible moisture from the tropics, dumping very, very heavy rain across the east coast as the models forecasted. So I would like to take a look at the radar. This is a radar that I use. If you're from the Chicago area, you know of WGN. They have a very nice radar, very simple to use, easy graphics to look at. And I'm sure wherever you live, you use your own radar, probably, either the National Weather Service or your local radar. You can see showers and storms coming off the lakes, which is interesting to see. Some of those could have some pretty intense pockets of rain. But again, the main story is right across here. Just look at all that precipitation lifting to the north. It's just streaming pretty much at this point, straight into the northeast. Notice at this point, this is a 5-hour loop, so this is 2, 3 o'clock. Generally moving to the north and east. This will start filling up with more and more rain, and you can see right there we have a pocket of heavier rain, some thunderstorms across Columbia, and they just passed Columbia, now moving into southern North Carolina. Again, situations like that, they could have some strong winds, damaging winds, and they maybe have a bit of heavy rain. Notice, again, with the convective environment, we do see these little cells developing here. Those aren't severe, but they do bring some showers and gusty winds. Overall, just a very large system, and notice Florida getting in on that action as well. Tampa, Miami getting in on some rain. Miami will get in on some of that later. Tampa's getting it right now. So all of this will continue to consolidate. And I want to take a quick look at the HRRR model, the HRR. This is a model that is very short range, but it's high resolution. So it's used for situations like this. And notice that as her model is kind of underestimating the coverage as of now. So it's fair to estimate that it will underestimate what will happen in the future, slightly at least, and that's usually the case with this model. Notice the showers continue, even some pockets of some significant storm cells maybe across southern Ontario, southwestern Ontario. Definitely it's fall, it's cool, but oftentimes fall is coined the second severe weather season, and this year we may see quite a bit of that with some storms that could be powerful, combining with the cold and warm air from the north and the south. We could look at some pretty interesting setups. This is later on today in the evening around 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. So as you move into the wee morning hours, you can see this becomes more and more consolidated into more of a large mass of rain. Isolated thunderstorms, showers, some light to moderate rain, and in those showers, in the storms, there will be heavy rain. And while the main activity is going on here, look at right there across the arrowhead of or kind of the head of Wisconsin and central Minnesota. We are seeing a bit of some clusters of storms. This storm right here is kind of a secondary low that got left behind from the first one. Showers and storms are developing from that system, and we will have to monitor those as they could obviously produce quite a bit of rain. Notice this is the main area of precipitation, and that moves off into southeastern Canada and does affect southeastern Canada for sure. You could see with showers and storms, Nova Scotia. But look at this tomorrow, Wednesday. We just see lots of these little cells, and some of them are more like forming into conglomerate, while others are a bit more scattered. But overall, very impressive convective environment. And for Thursday, we start getting the snow showers because that's when the cold air arrives. But very, very impressive convective energy with this thing. And notice we do have that cold front now at this point into Labrador, and I don't think there is a region of southeastern Canada on this specific model. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next episode. See ya. Bye.